My first art-related memory, as told by my mother, is from kindergarten. From a very young age, I have known my lane. When assigned art projects, I would trade my lunch for artwork made by my classmates who I knew had better art skills. Why make my own drawings when I knew someone who could do it better? I like to think of kindergarten as my first workshop in art activism. I refused my teacher's expectations, turning instead to my immediate community of peers so that I would not have to perform labor I had no interest in performing. This is not to say I did not love art or expression from a young age. Growing up, I loved visiting art spaces. I enjoyed the sense of calm in each gallery. My father's two sisters instilled a love of fine art in me, and during family gatherings, visiting a museum would usually be on the itinerary. My mother's brother DJ'd in the 1970s and 1980s, and my godmother went to the Boston Conservatory at Berkeley. Art and self-expression were essential pillars in my childhood. But even with early exposure to art and art spaces, I would have never dared to dream about working in the arts in the capacity that I do now. Art was always in the background, but it wasn't until my sophomore year of college that working in the arts felt like a possibility for me. Unlike my first year, my second year at Smith College didn't start with excitement about classes or hanging out in the campus center. It started with a rigorous campaign at Smith's Office of Student Financial Services. I was depressed, burned out, and I felt like I was failing in every direction. I'd had my heart broken for the first time that summer by my first girlfriend, and my grades were terrible. I had been working so hard to be admitted to an elite college, but in my first year, I felt like I was wasting my opportunity. I'd spent my high school years at an elite boarding school, feeling like the beneficiary of affirmative action. And while I knew I had potential, my grades were lackluster and an unwelcome reminder of my insecurities. On top of my heartbreak, my grandfather passed away my first year of college, and while we were never close, his death had a tremendous impact on my financial aid package. My immediate family did not inherit any money, but the federal government thought otherwise. This nightmare, one experienced by so many families trying to pay for college, only worsened when I couldn't enroll in classes for the fall semester due to financial holds on my account. I took on the maximum number of work-study hours and petitioned for a private loan to support myself. It was a privilege to have been admitted to Smith, but it was a struggle to maintain my dignity when I trudged uphill from the quad toward that financial services office every morning to plead my case for additional funding. My education came at a high price, an emotional one and a monetary one. That December, my academic advisor, Kevin E. Quashie, recommended that I apply for a summer internship at the Studio Museum in Harlem, a museum dedicated to showing art by people of the African diaspora, or the Schomburg Center for Research in Black Culture at the New York Public Library. Up until that point, I'd pinballed among several possible majors, studying mathematics, chemistry, engineering, and architecture, even though I hate to draw. I thought I needed to be a doctor or engineer after graduating from school. I was smart, and I knew I needed to turn that intelligence into revenue, but the only classes I enjoyed were in the African American Studies department. For so many young people of color, we feel like we don't have the luxury of exploring the liberal arts. Society tells us that we have to take coursework to become high earners, to make valuable contributions to the world.